We are currently studying in 10th grade, and then today we are here for a short interview with Sir for our oral history project. So this oral history project basically deals with the lives of the people who has done great deeds for the people or the country as a whole, but are still unknown to the other people. So throughout this video, we have even heard that Sir has done great things for the students, for the people, and for the country as a whole, but still some of the people are not aware about Sir's good deeds. So in this video, we will be really grateful if Sir could share about your achievements, about your jobs, about your experiences, about your life, and the satisfaction that you get after doing this job, and the challenges or the criticism that you have faced. So let's start with Sir's introduction.
Thank you, Balden, and your team for doing this project. Oral history is one of the good ways of learning history. We don't expect history to be learned only in the classroom or through the textbooks, as I believe that history is all about my perception and my understanding about the history is all about the collection, compilation of events and incidences together, making a story out of that, meaningful story out of that. That's what is history, and this oral history is one way by which history of a place, of a person can be understood better. So I would like to applaud you and your team and the school for giving lots of importance on the oral history unique. So with this, I'm Wangpo Tenzin, curriculum specialist and dean for the Department of Curriculum and Professional Development, and earlier it was known as Rural Education Council. And as you know, that our main job is to design, to conceptualize, design, develop textbooks and curriculum materials for teachers and for students, so that you all enjoy, you all receive education that the nation desire and prepare you to be a productive and socially responsible citizen. So that's what we do at the DCBD, what known as Department of Curriculum and Professional Development. Now, just to tell you in brief my biographical background, I am from my village, is a small village in Shemra, Takpe. I studied till class 5 in Shemra Primary School, sometime 1975. From 1986 onward, I started my teaching profession as a science teacher in Shamram High School. I worked as science teacher only for 6 months. Then I was promoted to headmaster, and then gradually, sometime in 1995, I became principal in Shamram High School. Then from 1996, I joined CAPS. In those days, the same organization in those days was known as Curriculum and Professional Support Division under the Ministry of Education. And the reason why I chose this organization and the work was because I see that what matters for the students and for teachers are actually what our students learn and how they learn is more important in trying to groom our young generation to be a good person, good human, socially responsible and productive. Being a teacher, it does not have that much of impact. I know the students in that particular school can benefit, but as a curriculum developer at the CAPS, would have far-reaching impact, because what I think can be materialized through the transmitted through the textbooks, curriculum materials that our teachers or students use, and then they will get an education that our youth of today require, and then by that we will be able to groom young generation who will contribute in the nation building. So that was the reason why I took up, why I joined from principal. I left the principalship and I joined as the curriculum officer at the capsule in those days under the Ministry of Education. Gradually then I had my great promotion as a curriculum principal officer and then curriculum specialist, and now still serving as a curriculum specialist with a higher grade but with an additional responsibility of dean, who is actually taking care of all the curriculum materials for the school, starting from your syllabus, your textbooks, your teacher's manual, all the things, curriculum material that our schools use, we design. And I have been busy with this coordinating, especially the COVID-19 had been a good lesson for us, so we could do quite a lot of things then. And because of this, we brought about a big change in the curriculum. As you would have seen, this time we are trying to forego teaching based on the textbooks. We believe that what you learn from the textbooks have knowledge that you gain through the textbooks have a lot of limitations. Because what is fact today in your history, what is fact today in history will no longer be fact tomorrow. It will become obsolete. It can be wrong. My understanding about education is not to spoon feed our children with the knowledge, but make them to produce their own knowledge based on the facts, figures, incidences, phenomena that happens around them. They have to put together, know how to put them together, generate knowledge, generate ideas. So therefore, to make sure that you learn the way you are supposed to be learning in this 21st century, that's why we brought a big change in the curriculum. Therefore, we are trying to do away with the textbook, but make you all to learn through experiences, through engagement, and oral history is one good example by which you are going to produce the knowledge of somebody known as history based on what people say, and then how things are happening now. So you try to make them produce the knowledge. This is what we require. And if you develop these skills, no matter where you are, these skills, this ability of all the children will become very useful in any part of their life, in any situation. This is what I think is education. This is my experience.
So now, sir has been saying that our education, our curriculum is based on the competency-based. So where this competency-based curriculum continue in the future, or does it any changes?
Good question. And I know this type of question should be asked by you, like you are. Because, the current situation, people say that in this current situation, there's only one thing that is certain, is uncertainty. Do you agree with that? In this current world, there's only one thing that is certain, that is uncertainty. And that's what had happened with COVID. What worked yesterday does not work today. And similarly, what works today in terms of how you are teaching, the way how our teachers teach, what works today, it will not work tomorrow. Now, in this type of, the purpose of competence-based education is to ensure that we don't want to rely on the past knowledge and past things like that. The competency-based education is to ensure that you become more resilient, you become more versatile, And so this is the reason why we have embarked on the competency-based education. And the intention is good at this point of time. At this point of time, the intention is good because with the help with this type of education, our children will be not memorizing facts and figures from the textbook, but our children, they themselves will work towards producing their own knowledge. This is what I mean by actual education. Actual education is that in this current situation. Once upon a time, education was all about the mastery of 3 hours, what we call 3 hours, reading, writing, arithmetic. But now in this 21st century, what is important is those facts and figures. 3 hours are important as windows, the vehicle by which you get information, by which you can communicate. But what is important is to make you a successful person is to be more resilient, versatile. And how you become more versatile? You need to have the competencies, abilities to think, critical thinker, critical analyzer, and should be communicate, they should be able to effectively communicate and put all the ideas together and develop new knowledge and construct new ideas. This is the type of abilities that we want our children to get. And so the intention is good, but at this point of time, for myself, I think that this should go on for some time. But there is a point of time when new development happens in the field of education, things may change a little bit. But at this point of time, the groundwork, the basis of education for children will remain for some time competence-based education. Competence-based education, it can have taken in different forms. Remember, it cannot be, there's not always a one-way shot. There's different ways, and as long as the outcome is to develop the abilities in children, it can approach in different ways. And so in terms of the way how you are being taught may change a little bit, but the objective, the purpose of the education to develop your competencies and become skillful with digital technology will remain for some time. That's what I would foresee. And so I do not see that you need to be apprehensive, but scared about the change. It's for good. But the only thing is that at this point of time, for you all, you will have a difficulty because so far, right from class PP and class 9, we have been studying based on the textbooks. And suddenly you are thrown out and you are made to learn by yourself. I know that is a challenge. But over the time, when children coming from pre-primary, class 1, 2, all of them are experiencing the same experiential learning. But when they go higher up and when they reach to your grade, to your level, I'm sure they will enjoy learning. So challenges are there. But at this point of time, to the foreseeable time, I feel that this will remain for some time, and because the whole world is moving in that direction, and there will not be that much of change, big change in terms of philosophy, big thinking about the education. Knowledge will remain this for some time, but the way how things are going to be delivered may change a little bit.
Thank you so much for the great interview, sir. So that is it for the question and for the interview as well. So we actually learned a lot of things and we really got motivated and encouraged with the words. And then we would be looking forward for like if there is any change in the near future, we would be prepared because now like it's mandatory for everyone to be a scout, and then one of the mission or the vision of the scout is to be prepared. So if there's any changes, so we promise sir that we will always be prepared to face these challenges and all these obstacles and to overcome everything and to find a solution of our own. much for motivating, and we even thank sir for spending the precious time with us for the interview. And thank you so much.
Good. Thank you.